Well, good morning. No, it's not really a good morning. We've been out here for, I don't know, a little over an hour, maybe close to an hour. I don't know. I can't keep track of time. Been working on this. So, here's where we left off. We didn't have pulleys that fit. Didn't really have a junkyard close by so that I could, go to the junkyard and get pulleys or serpentine pulleys or any of that crap. So I thought, well, I'm going to do it smart. I'm just going to order a kit that I know will fit. We've already blown the budget out of the water, so what the hell. So as you can see, the remnants of the CVF boxes. So, ordered the kit. Didn't do anything last week. Towards the end of the week, like Thursday, Friday, the remnants of Debbie come rolling in and proceeded to try to drown us. We didn't get any winds, tornadoes, none of that crap around here at least. So we didn't get any damage, we just got a lot of rain, which, makes it hard to do anything on this unless you want to come out here and wet sand on 40-plus-year-old paint and try to church it up and make it look pretty, which is, probably a waste of time. So the kit showed up yesterday. So before we went to a little fundraiser, I came out here and started to put stuff together. Let me just say, it's a nice kit, and it's got nice parts in it. But I'm an idiot. So here's where we are. The bracket on, bottom pulley. I just got one bolt and water pump pulley because they come with it, I think, assuming that you're going to run an electric fan, so they send these nice little stainless fasteners, but I'm going to put a regular fan on it. But anyway, so if you take a look, we'll try and get this lined up. Yeah, that doesn't line up. So, before we get into that, we also discovered the fan they sent for the alternator. I mean, it's a nice piece. Like billet aluminum, but there's an issue, at least with my alternator. So we put this on here. We seat it down all the way. That's not going to work. Yeah, we could, we can see on here where it's hitting, and I could clearance it a little. I don't really want to do that. I could probably grind on the alternator a little bit. I could just grind on that a little bit. Or we can do what I'm going to do. And I took the factory fan that was on this thing and I painted it. And I'm just going to put it back on it. We'll deal with this one later. Now on to the real I'm an idiot scenario. So here's where we are. We get right underneath of it and we look straight up. You can clearly see that those don't line up. Nope. They are off by probably 2 ribs. All right. So what does that mean? So I went in the shop and started digging balancers out. So I determined this balancer, I've got it all cleaned up now, is the one that was on it originally. And the reason I know that is because I know Dad had put a cam in that motor. And inside here was a bunch of RTV. Yeah, that's something my dad would have done. He's a good mechanic, don't get me wrong. But, where do you think I learned some of this crap from? I'm talking about the hackery. Not quite right. Anyway, so this balancer, other than the timing tape on it, is exactly like the one that is currently on the motor. All right, let's set this guy here. Set that guy there. Set this guy here. Now let's go down here and take a look and go, That ain't the same. I love my Fords, but man, they do some stuff once in a while that makes you think, what in the fuck were you thinking? I mean, I got nothing. I mean, so we got the wrong balancer on the motor. So I need to pull the new pulley off, take the balancer off, put the old balancer back on, and then hopefully put things back together and they'll all line up. And I'm willing to bet they will. Hell, I'll bet the factory pulleys would have lined up now. But we already spent $450, so by God, we're going to use it. Have I mentioned I'm an idiot? Well, I guess we'll see if we can get that balancer off of there without pulling the radiator out. We've got that much room, which is not as much as you think. All right, wish me luck. No, it's off of there. I guess we need to let the paint dry on the new one a little bit. I mean, there's no reason to put it on there all ugly. So I guess we'll go in the house for a bit. So here's the one that was on it, that was actually on it. There's the one that was on it. That guy, that one was on it. That's the one that I just had on the motor. There's the one that was originally on the motor. Yeah, there's a little bit of difference there. That's at least 2 ribs worth. Not the same. Oh, while I was waiting for the paint to dry, I figured I could put that together. I guess that looks all right. It'd probably look better with the billet blade on it, but I guess when you're putting it on a crappy old alternator, I mean, it works, but that'll work. Didn't get near as much accomplished today as I'd hoped I was going to. I'd really hoped that I'd have this thing close to running so that tomorrow, spend half an hour on it and fire it up, make some noise. That's not the case. Anyway, we pissed around having to change the harmonic balancer because it was the wrong one. That's why my pulleys wouldn't line up, which, I spent $450 on a pulley and bracket kit I didn't need. Looks cool though. I mean, I don't know what you think, but looks cool. I mean, I'm sure it's better than a V-groove pulley system, but found the balancer we needed and cleaned it up, and hell, that took over an hour because we had to clean it up and then paint it and wait for the paint to dry. I can't even talk. And got all that put back together and pissed around for half an hour or 45 minutes just trying to put a freaking bottom radiator hose on this thing. Ended up basically having to take the radiator all the way back out, well, all but one of the mounting bolts, so that I could pivot the thing up enough so that I could get a clamp on the bottom hose. Oh, what an aggravation. I mean, those of you that are smart Mustang folks can probably look at that radiator and go, that's not a factory radiator. It's not in there factory mounted. You're right, it's not. This thing had a little 2-core tiny radiator in it when I got it, and when I put my 11-to-1 solid cam 4-barrel Cleveland in it, 30 years ago, 32 years, whatever the hell it was, I took that radiator to a local radiator shop back home in Iowa, and I said, hey, can you put a 4-row core in this? And he looked at it and said, no. He said, the tanks are too small. He said, but I have these tanks out of a 68 that had a 390 in it, had a 4-core radiator in it, 4-core, whatever you want to call it. He said, if you can make this fit, he said, I'll put a new core in it and you can just have the tanks, because the customer bought a new radiator. He said, this one leaks. He goes, so don't try and run it. He goes, if you keep it, he says, it's going to leak. Well, it was a couple inches too tall. So we took it back to him and said, I can make it fit, but it needs to be like 2.5 inches shorter or whatever it was. So he cut that core down and he put a 4-core in it, and here it is. But that means it doesn't have the stock mounting tabs. So the bottom radiator hose is all up on top of the cross mem. I'll show you. I don't know what the hell it's called at this point. So you see down there, right down there, right there. So that is basically right against whatever that is. We got a new hose put on here because the other one looked like Fido's ass. I still don't really care for that. I still don't really care for this, but it's better than that one that was way up here. I did find the other fitting that went in here that was a 90-degree fitting, but it was so short it wouldn't clear right here. And I hope I have the camera pointed in the right area. So I just put the straight one back in it. I need one like what I got in her convertible. It's taller. And I think it had a 45-degree on it instead of a 90. But I'm too cheap to buy one right now, so that'll just have to do. The fan is just sitting on there just to see if that spacer was going to be right. I don't have any bolts. Well, I probably do, but I don't know where the hell they are, and I don't feel like digging for them. Just easier to go buy 4 fine thread bolts that are the right length. I need to clean it up and put some paint on it because it looks like that end of Fido we already discussed. Before I even try to start it, I need to change this hose. That's no bueno. I figured, with my luck, during the 30-minute cam break-in or 20-minute cam break-in or whatever the hell it is, that line would break and it would spew transmission fluid all over, and it would look like somebody slaughtered a cow over here by the time I got it turned off. I either need to figure out how to get the collector extensions on it or just find some damn reducers and put some mufflers on it, because I don't want to start it. I just as soon run it with the mufflers on it. I don't want to make a bunch of noise. I'm old. It's supposed to be a street car, so regardless, if we run it without the mufflers on it, it still needs collector extensions. Well, hey there. So it's Sunday. I haven't recorded crap. I'm working on cleaning the interior out. Got all the console put back together. You see that down there? I started to take it apart because I was going to rob the gauges out of it to put in her convertible, and then changed my mind. I kind of cleaned the door panel up a little, cleaned up the seats. I need to vacuum it. I got all of that. I got all of that over there all put back together. I need to vacuum it out. There's mouse poop. It doesn't stink though. Well, right now it smells like leather cleaner. I need to vacuum the back seat out and then go over it with leather cleaner. So here's the other side. Well, kind of clean the seat up a little. I need to get the mirror hung back. I don't think I got a kit for that. That's all put together. Let's flip this seat up. Like I said, I need to vacuum. Got the door panel kind of cleaned up. I was trying to figure out how to put I've got a trunk prop rod for it that I bought, and I don't know how to install it. I don't know where it goes. Everywhere where I think it goes doesn't make sense. So I guess I need to Uncle Google it or something. I did get the fan and spacer put on. I got to tighten the alternator back up. I had to take it loose so that I could turn the fan to tighten it. That's about all I've got done there. That was hassle enough. That is a 6-bladed factory fan. It probably came off of a 4-barrel Cleveland. That'd be my guess. But I figured I'll put that on there and try it. Doesn't have a shroud on it. Not sure I can even put a shroud on it because, like I mentioned yesterday, it's not a factory radiator, so it doesn't go in with factory mounts. That's about all we've done so far today. I mean, we got all that out of there, and then there's some crap over there that we've taken out. Not sure how much else we're going to do today because it's a scorcher. I might just plop a hat on my head and ride around on the lawnmower for a while. So where we're at with that, it needs plugs, plug wires, oil, primed, coolant, starter, battery, 1 bell housing bolt, torque converter bolts, and probably 5 gallons of fresh 93. It needs front shocks, but I think I got a set of Calvert 9010s in there that I can throw on it. They were on her car and she didn't like the way it left, so I got a set of QA1 single adjustables to put on it so I could tighten it down and slow down how fast the front end come up. It's a 4-link car. It shouldn't need all that crap anyway. 4-link car with big tires. Anyway, we'll probably chat at you later. I already showered once and came back out here. Well, I showered after I mowed grass because that's a filthy proposition. I came out here and, fiddled around with this thing a little more. I didn't get much done. Clean the windows. Why? Yeah, same reason why I wiped the interior down earlier. I chipped some more of the paint off the roof. Fooled around with the paint over here a little bit. So basically what happened was I just couldn't bring myself to crawl underneath of the damn thing today to do all that shit that needs done under there. So I can wait till another day. So that's basically gonna be it, because it'll be running one of these days, and then we'll have some other content. Until then, I'm gonna keep pitching around a little here and a little there.